I would definitely say it's polygonal. Deborah has found the largest block on the whole site. Oh, there's even a bigger one there. Nice big stones. This one is quite a big one. So Deborah, always the climber, wants to get on top of this nicely preserved part. Look at the first stone where Deborah is standing now. So we are here in the northwest of Crete, and we are close to the city of Aptera, which was also an ancient city. In fact, we finally were able to find a wall. There should be 4 kilometers of walls here. Anyway, these are big stones, some of them really large. And unfortunately, I can give you there a little comparison with Deborah. I believe this was a Hellenistic city, at least officially. There is also an archaeological site which is closed today because, I don't know, Tuesday is their free day. But anyway, I don't think we would have visited it because it didn't seem to be very interesting. It was just a theater, a few more things, but which are partly covered by more recent construction. By recent I mean 300 or 400 years anyway. There seemed to have been some kind of a temple here. You can see there's really big stones here, like that one is, yeah, about 2 meters long. And some steps and pieces of columns. And there's another part of the wall over there. This is some kind of a road here. Not really a comfortable road. Dug out from the bedrock. The wall here we can see it's about 2 meters thick. So just a few blocks of average big size. Some still decorated, some more column style. There's another one decorated there. There's a few more over there. It's more than a meter, maybe 1.5 meters, set there like a bench for the tourists to sit on. There are a few blocks from the wall there, certainly. Not so nicely shaped as these ones here. This was probably a gate, and another piece of the wall. See on this side, classical style we've seen last year. It's square style, but with the corners and puffy look or convex. And here there was obviously another wall. So this is the road we just came up from. This is the gate. And here you can get a feeling of how much earth and dirt and debris have accumulated, because certainly this road was dug up, because here they stopped digging and there's certainly over 1 meter of step to get to the ground of today. Then that means in 2,400, 2,500 years there was 1 meter of earth accumulated. So it turns out that the site was indeed attributed to the Hellenes in the Hellenistic period, and it was just excavated in 2010. And here on this plate you can see how it appeared before excavation and how it appeared after excavation and how it appears today. And the same here, more detailed close-up after and before. So there was a lot of dirt removed here to bring this site, these walls, to the light of day. So the scenery is absolutely fantastic. We are near this, which is an Ottoman fortress, so a couple of 100 years old. And here we found another part of that wall of the 4 kilometers. You can see it's not really easily reachable, but it's definitely there. There's other parts down there which can be seen, and I think Deborah found a pathway to get there, so we really might want to take a walk along this part of the wall. So I was trying to get a closer look at these walls, and they actually look polygonal. We will see when we get closer, but definitely from here they appear to be polygonal. I cannot say if it's a precise type of polygonal or just a rough one, but they seem to be quite precise. You probably see it better in the shot than live. Anyways, I was trying to find some information about this site and these walls in particular, because the site is well known, but they will only show you the theater and a few more things up in the top. So I even asked ChatGPT, but she couldn't really confirm that the walls were still visible today, but they actually are. So we're getting closer. We were able to get down. There's actually a nice pathway. Well, not really nice the first part, but now it's quite nice. And I would definitely say it's polygonal. There's huge boulders in the wall. They are kind of pretty nicely adapted one to the other, with round corners as well. And here we are already on a part of the wall. Walking along, I can try to look at it from outside, but there's a lot of plants actually, so you don't see that much. But there's a part we can go on underneath. I was really happy to be finally able to find a real polygonal wall, even on Crete. Lato had its polygonal parts, but this one is definitely another story, at least regarding its length. That one stone in front of Deborah is really amazing in size. It's a rough polygonal, at least this part here. It's not really nicely cut, but it's definitely a wall worthy to be seen for whoever is interested in polygonal walls as we are. So we were trying to get past this little fence, and we actually managed, or Deborah managed. And here we are just underneath the wall, and look at the size of these blocks over here. Deborah, please look at the size of this block. I mean, that's, and the one on top is even much bigger. Huge blocks. Oh, there's even a bigger one there. Unfortunately, there's a fence here, I cannot move. Look at this one. I try to go as far as I can here, just to show you Deborah in comparison to this block. So this is definitely a megalithic site, and here it just goes on. So I guess this is gonna become a long video, because as far as I could see, there's at least 500 meters of wall here we can walk along. These are huge blocks, really big. Deborah, please show our viewers the size of these blocks. She says, I always get the hardest jobs. And here we cross the wall. Oh. You go to the other side, it's no problem. It's nice on this side as well. Wow. It's actually even better, there's light here, not in the shade. Nice. Nice big stones. So we're still walking along this wall. As you can see, again, there's big stones here. I will now show even myself on the camera, so you get a sense of scale. This one is quite a big one. I'd say, well, we couldn't measure it. We have a meter this time. Yeah, it's not that thick, so I guess certainly over a ton, but maybe not much more, but still it's big. It's again a 2 sided wall. That means there's 2 rows of stone, and we'll go now on top so you can see it better. Unfortunately here it's just at most a few meters high. You can see it from here. There's one nice side on the inside, one nice side on the outside, and then there's smaller rubble in between. And from here a great shot of the shoreline and the valley below, and here the wall that goes on. It's not very tall, but I believe further on there is a part still better preserved. And sorry, but I think Deborah has found the largest block on the whole site. Look at this one. I'm trying to get a right angle. Okay. This, now I measure it. Please, Deborah, metro. And let's measure it to get an idea of the weight of this one. Because people have been asking me to measure the stones and not just guess. Even though I am quite confident in my guesses. So that's 1 meter. 150 in width. And then we get 135 in height. And then we try to get the depth, which is gonna be ancora un po' di più. Sì, così. 70. So 150 by 135 is about 2. By 0.7 is 1.4 cubic meters on a weight, average weight of 2.5. This is limestone, so 2.5 tons per cubic meter. That would be about 3.25, 3.5 tons, this one block. Now it's been measured in front of your eyes by Deborah. That's the huge block we just measured. I verified it on a calculator. It said 3.5 tons. And here the wall goes on. Huge blocks here as well. Here it's a little bit collapsed. But it's actually an easy walk here. So I suggest whenever you come to Crete, come and visit the walls of Aptera. There's a small part just before getting into the archaeological area, which we didn't visit and cannot be visited today because it's closed. And then you drive on to the Ottoman fortress, and from there you will see it. You cannot miss it. So, and here again, like in many other similar sites we visited in Italy and Greece, mainland Greece, you see the road down there, and it's not really vertical 100%, but it's really steep going up here. It's rocky in most parts, and then you get on top and you have another wall. So this place was virtually non-conquerable by whoever wanted to try, at least not on this side. So people probably might try on another part. Anyway, here it's huge block after huge block. You can see Deborah struggling while she walks and climbs up and down. And here we seem to be getting to another interesting part. So just a little detail here. Very nicely cut joint, even if the limestone is really worn out by the weather. And yeah, it goes on and off. Some parts are really collapsed, others still standing. And you can see there far away, there's another part there. I think we can get there. So Deborah, always the climber, wants to get on top of this nicely preserved part. It's actually not easy not to hurt yourself because they're really rough surface. They've been worn out so much. You see the one on top there again, you see it's not necessarily the biggest ones on the bottom and the smallest ones on top. It's actually the other way around here. The one on top is bigger than any other block on this particular part of the wall. So another observation, you see this one is one of the stones in the bottom. It's already quite worn out by the weather, but then you see this one next to it, it's full of holes. And then you go up to this one, and so I just wonder, would you take a stone like this and do all the work to get it out of the earth, to build a wall when it's already really worn out, eroded by the weather? Or how long would it take for a stone? It was originally like this. This is bedrock, you see, really nice, really full. Some parts are eroded already, but some parts probably were underground till recently. How long does it take to get to this? This is a question I've already asked in other videos before, but I'm not a geologist, so I don't know the answer to that. By the way, another interesting thing we noticed before, we had at the entrance at the gate, the first shots I did, all the blocks were square. Instead here they are polygonal. So the question is again, was it the same people building them square at the entrance and then polygonal on the surrounding wall, or was it not the same people? So these questions have their meaning to be there. So I was able to get down here a little bit under the wall. You can see there's another nice part here. And by the way, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe to my channel, as I'm always trying to find places that are not really documented. I believe I partly succeed in this because I couldn't personally find any shot or footage of these walls of Aptera. Actually, even the existence of them was kind of in doubt, as I said before. Even ChatGPT said, yeah, there is a 4 kilometers long wall, and I asked, yeah, but can I see it from somewhere, how tall it is, how big are the stones? I cannot find any information on that. So yeah, if you like my videos, please share, like and subscribe. This helps me keep the channel running, helps me travel around, for the time being Europe, but I'm planning Asia in the future, or Africa, and show you other videos of places that are little known, if not completely unknown to most people. And here we cross again the wall. The path goes on the other side, and here I believe there's the last part which is still standing, up to some parts maybe 3 meters, maybe even 4. Erosion is really heavy, but then we are really close to the sea, maybe 1 kilometer or so. So from here we get a view of the part of the wall we walked along all the way to here, and here there's a curve and you can still see some small parts of it, but then over there it seems to be over, meaning that the wall was certainly complete, but it's destroyed by time and wars and people, weather, erosion, whatever. And again, so far there's nothing inside here. The inside of the wall, the part that was supposed to be protected by the wall, but there's nothing here. There is some stuff back there, as I said, a theater, a few other buildings, but really not much. So we are on our way back, but I really like this part, which is one of the best preserved. You can see it's over 2 meters tall, in some parts probably even more, and then it goes on here and up the hill like that. So in this part, I guess the wall is almost 5 meters tall. It's really well preserved. This is the huge block we saw before. Unfortunately, I cannot go too far. This is another 6 to 7 tons of stone. Really big. I forgot to mention, if you go to the official archaeological site, there is an entrance ticket, but here there's nothing. You can just visit this place completely for free. So we are getting close to the Ottoman fortress. These are the last parts of the wall. Now the sun has illuminated this part of the wall, and look at the first stone where Deborah is standing now. It's hardly to recognize as a single block because there's plants growing in it, but it actually is one single huge block. I'd guess 2 meters by 2 by something, I don't know, 60-70 centimeters depth. So to wrap it up, we came to the city of Aptera in Crete on the north coast, and it's officially attributed to the Hellenistic era, so 3rd or 4th century BCE. We found some square walls right at the entrance, and then we came a little bit further. The official archaeological site is closed today, and we came here and we found at least 700 meters or so of polygonal wall, which we followed with huge blocks, Really, really nice. I recommend it if you ever come to Crete. Come and visit the walls of Aptera.